All right, it's 7:30. I just got up after a crazy long work week, and I had a lot of DMs about relationships this week. And I just went through them, and one of the big topics was limerance. If you don't know what limerance is, we're going to talk about it really quick while I drink my morning coffee and wake up because my eyes are sewn shut. Anyways, I looked up limerance because I didn't even know what it means. I've heard it before, I've never used it in conversation, and I am pretty foreign to the concept. So, what limerance is it's an intense state of obsession or fluctuation of feelings, and it gives you racing thoughts, heart palpitations. It's like being in love, but more intense, but not with someone that you actually know intimately or very well at all. So a lot of people throughout history have gotten obsessed, right? Some people have even gone so far as to do acts and take someone else's life, and that's a terrible thing. So limerance seems to be this obsessive compulsive way to idolize someone. And that can be really dangerous, because what I work on with clients, whether it's a personal issue or whether it's business related, oftentimes it's both, because I think both of those are intersecting lines in all of our lives. I'll say this, is what you do personally affects you professionally, and what you do professionally will affect you personally. And a lot of people give their power away in one or the other, if not both, especially in relationships. When you idolize someone, when you put someone on a pedestal, when you obsess about someone, whether it's an ex or whether it's a boss or a coworker or a crush or that high school person or that person from college or someone that you just see at a coffee shop, that barista that makes you your coffee every single day, whatever it is, that state of limerance is taking your power away. And it's because you think that that person has something that you don't have and that you need or you want, or that person has a spark or a light to them or some sort of aura, or they have a high vibration. And you cannot stop thinking about them to the point where you just want to, do whatever, right? Either jump their bones or do something, and you're not thinking. And what I like to talk to you about clients is this state of limerance. I don't talk to every client about limerance. This is relatively new for me, but what I talk to most of the time about clients is you have a part of your brain called the reptilian brain, which is known as your limbic system. And your limbic system is responsible for your impulse control. It's responsible for sex, wanting sex, sugar, salt, violence, everything, right? It wants to be in the driver's seat, it wants to be in control, and it wants to be fed. It's like an alligator living in your brain. And this is a lower form of living, right? It's not a conscious form of living. It's a subconscious, responsive way of living. It's kind of like your default setting. It's a very animalistic way to live. And I would believe that part of your amygdala and your thalamus, parts of your brain responsible for emotions and impulse control and thinking through things, is probably playing a huge, huge role in that limerance. So how do you stop the reptilian brain? Well, you put your body into motion. You sit down, you meditate. You have to consciously work through some of these subconscious feelings and subconscious programmings that you're experiencing. You have to have the awareness to understand what it is and why it's affecting you so bad. Hey, why am I so drawn to this person? You have to take a step back. Anytime you feel yourself being pulled, it's usually not by your own will. You're not deciding to do that. There's some sort of pull, and you need to have the awareness to cut that cord and say, hey, wait a minute, I need to see what's going on here. And if you can't develop that awareness, you can't develop that trigger, you do these things through writing, through meditation, through reading books, through growing your awareness. And one of my good friends, Tara Walsh, I'll tag her in this video, but she has an account where she's all about developing a self-aware army, and it's awesome. And she talks a lot more about relationships, and she should probably do a video on limerance, because I have not really had limerance in a long time. I think when I went through my big breakup, I was definitely still obsessed with my ex for a good couple months, but that was a 7-year relationship, and I couldn't figure out why. What happened, what went wrong, and we never had that conversation. So that was a part of the brain that I eventually had to work to close that loop myself so that I can move on with my life. And I think having that awareness at that time was not something that I had fully, and I had to work to develop that before I could close that loop. So hopefully that makes sense. Limerance is something that you probably want to watch out for, whether it's for you or you're having it for someone else. You got to be able to, you can't let your emotions take control of you. All right. I need my coffee. Have a good day, y'all. See ya.